You guys, you have a guest here today.
Hey, hi. Why am I, guys?
Really one cloth.
Only the best for you. Only the best for you.
Anyway, hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Jade here, and I hope you all are doing well.
And Chris.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, this video is going to be about 6 things that you need to consider before you rent a house in Ottawa. Now, you guys, I have to always do a disclaimer at the beginning of this kind of videos because sometimes people be wild. This is for Ottawa, okay? And we are not by any means experts. This is just things that we learned based on our own experience during the period of time that we did our own. So it's just for, let me say, entertainment purposes. You can learn 1 or 2 things about it, but we are by no means an authority on real estate.
This is not financial advice.
It is not financial advice. This is not real estate advice. We're just telling you our experience, and we're hoping that you guys can learn 1 or 2 things from it. So I'm going to be doing the first 2, Chris will do the second 2, and I'll do the last 2. Okay,
I hope I can remember what the second one.
I will tell you. We have notes here. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment in the comment section. I will try as much as possible to answer them. Okay, so let's get right into it. So the very first thing that you guys need to consider when you are getting a house, a home, a flat, an apartment in Ottawa is your budget. I know, right? I'm sure you guys are like, what a groundbreaking
brand new idea
revelation. But honestly speaking, the reason why I'm specifying this is because you need to be flexible with your budget. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in Ottawa, sometimes you find out that the difference between the prices in a 1-bed and a 2-bed can actually be way more than the difference between the prices in a 2-bed and a 3-bed. So you have to be really, really careful around how strict you are with your budget, what you can afford to like stretch to a little bit. Because Chris and I found out that we initially wanted like, you know, a 2-bed. And just in case you guys were wondering, we ended up getting the house for about $2,600 per month, and we discovered that there were actually 2-bed houses that were going for the same amount. We saw 2-bed houses for $2,500, $2,400.
We saw 2-bed apartments for $2,700.
Exactly. So if you're not flexible with your budget, you may not take advantage of just, you know, increasing your budget a little bit in order to have a bigger space. Now obviously it depends on what your personal situation is. Obviously Chris and I are a family. If you're somebody that is single, you may not be interested in having more room or more space or whatever. So it's up to you. It depends on like what you need as an individual, but you need to be flexible with your budget. So first point, make sure that you have your budget on deck and make sure that you are flexible with your budget. Now, the second thing you need to consider, especially if you are a newcomer to Canada, is having enough deposits. See, you guys, see, I made a short about this in like my vlogs about when we're, you know, looking for apartments. And do you know that the mere fact that you're a newcomer with a fresh credit score that doesn't meet all the criteria that a normal person's credit score is meant to meet, you don't have any previous landlord, you don't have any guarantor, you don't have all those things that will help you to prove that you are trustworthy and whatnot, you may not be able to secure a place if you do not have enough money to deposit. Now Chris and I, for the house that we got, we actually ended up putting down 5 months rent in order to get this place, and this actually set us apart from other people that were applying. See, you guys, see, I've never been in a situation whereby I actually have to compete in order to rent a house. Like back in Lagos, all you needed to do was to have your money, and obviously because I'm Yoruba in Lagos, I didn't have any issues with like discrimination or whatever. Like all I needed to just prove was that, oh yes, I'm working, oh yes, I have my money, and that's that. But here, they consider so many things. You may actually have the money to pay for rent, but if you don't have enough deposit to put down for a period of time, they might not consider you because your credit score is not good enough. Other things like racism, a bunch of stuff. So it's really something that you really want to make sure that you have, if possible. I know a lot of people may not be able to have like a huge amount down, but if it's possible, make sure that you have enough deposits, between 4 to 6 months deposits, so that you can put down to rent a house in Ottawa.
So the third thing would be asking to see the house that you're trying to rent, because you need to go to the place and see that it has everything that is promised in the pictures or in the online showing, and you need to see if it's up to standard for yourself. You need to also check things like me. I'm very specific with things like water pressure, with things like the places being clean or how they present. So you need to just make sure that you view the place. Always ask to view. Don't do all these things about online viewing unless you are not in the country or you are not.
Even when you are in the country, find a way, or find a trusted person. Because honestly, these places be looking so small.
Bruh, there was one place that we went to. We saw the pictures. Everything was nicely sized in the pictures, and then we went there and we couldn't hug each other in the place because the place was super tiny and the rent was like 2.4 or something. It was ridiculous. So always make sure you view the place and make sure you like what you see, because you have to view it. You have to view it. You just have to. If you don't view it, anything you see at the end of the day, just take it like that. Number 4, make sure you ask what the rent covers, because some people is just rent. If they have anything else, they will not tell you until you've gotten into the place. So it's best to find out what the rent covers, what the additional expenses can potentially be, and always good to know what it is that you'll be spending on a monthly basis in that space if the landlord is willing to offer you that information. The rent, you need to know what it covers, on the shop, but all them utilities, all them, like for us, we have to do like a hot water rental, which is what brings our rent up to 2.6, but you need to just know what it covers. You need to know, have an average of what you'll be spending on a monthly basis, and yeah, just know. Again, it helps you to know what you are going to spend on a monthly basis.
One thing that Chris didn't mention is that our rent actually also covers snow shoveling.
I hate snow shoveling. So, see, I'm not even going to lie to people, right? That was a big factor as well as this house. I'm not even going to lie, because I moved to Canada, I shoveled snow twice or 3 times, and my back was like, bro, this is not
30 plus.
And for me to try and rent a house, and the landlord is saying that, oh yeah, we cover snow shoveling as part of your rent, I was too excited. So yes, that's part of why we got this house, and because I'm lazy, and that's it. That is it.
Well, thanks, Chris, for those points.
Got you.
So the fifth thing you need to consider is location, and by this I mean being flexible with the location. Now you guys, I know that this is not going to be possible for everybody depending on where you work, you know, your commitments that you have and places that you have to go, but if possible, you guys, be flexible with your location. I remember when Chris and I started searching, we actually first of all started
downtown. You must be downtown.
See, let me say something. I feel like coming from Lagos, we have this mindset that you must be in the city.
Yes.
You must be in Ikoyi, or you must be in Lekki, you must be in VI, that kind of stuff before you can actually enjoy life. Yes. But consider the fact that you are in a new place, you don't know anybody. Hello, you don't know anybody.
You don't know anywhere too.
See, if your work is not in downtown, consider moving to the suburbs.
Even if your work is downtown, right? You can be in suburbs where it's 10-15 minutes away, and that's still properly okay.
Exactly, because the price differences between houses in the suburbs and houses in downtown is actually mind-blowing. If you look at the type of houses even available, because usually the suburbs have like proper urban planning. Yeah. They are making these places for residential purposes. Mm-hmm. They are not converting any building to anything. Like they are properly made. There's enough space, and you can actually get a very good space for a very good price. So I would really advise that you guys are very flexible on your location, especially if it is not a question of like commuting to work. One of the benefits for Chris and I is that we actually work remotely, so it really doesn't matter where we end up being. Like initially we were like, what's been downtown, what's going. So see, let me tell you something. Even when we were in downtown, which is where we were before we moved here, we now realize that it's not as if we're going out every weekend. From Monday to Friday, we are in the home. So what's the point of spending extra money? And also parking, you guys.
Bro, see that parking, right?
The parking in downtown on average is usually about $250 per month.
When we were looking at that place downtown where we said there was 2.7 for the small place, the guy that was showing us the place was like, yeah, to park on the street here, you pay a minimum of $250 a month. I'm like, how much is the car that I bought? If I use bus, will I use 250 a month? What do you mean 250 a month? I beg, I was very irritated, but this house comes with free parking.
Yeah, 2 parking spots, a garage and outside, which is really, really awesome. Okay, so the final point is that you guys need to be able to do your research and choose a good realtor. Now, see, again, I said I'm going to ask Toju if she doesn't mind me like dropping her details. I'm sure she won't mind because it's advertisement. Free advert. Anyway, but honestly, you guys need to make sure that you have a good realtor. Yeah. And the reason is because you need somebody who understands the kind of things that you want in a place. And
someone that can relate.
Exactly, someone that can relate to what you need. And Toju is Nigerian and she understands the kind of place that a Nigerian would want when they're comparing it to like where they're coming from back in Nigeria. Also, you need to consider that you are going to be signing a contract with this realtor. This is a law that actually just got released early this year. It was not that case last year in 2023, but as from 2024, I can't remember the exact date. I think sometime in January 2024, you have to sign a contract with the realtor.
One realtor.
Exactly, one realtor, because I think they were having issues with people, using multiple realtors, and they were not, being able to make their money. They would take a client like to many places, and the clients would just move to another realtor. So they signed it. There was a new law released that means that you only have like one realtor and you have to sign like a contract with them. If there's any mistake in what I said, please help me, correct me.
We don't mind.
Exactly. But yeah, we had to sign a contract, and so you need to make sure that as you are choosing, you choose wisely, because obviously you don't want to be signing contracts here and there.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure that you have a good realtor that understands what your specific requirements are and who can empathize with your personal situation.
Yeah, empathy is key.
Yeah. So is there anything else I missed out that you think we need to know?
To be honest, you are going to see a few places. I'm just letting you know. It's not going to be your first place that you're going to get. You hardly find someone that went to one place and got that place. There's competition everywhere. The housing market is crazy. Everybody's looking for a house to find.
Yeah, another thing I think I noticed is also the timing. If you guys have the luxury of choosing the timing, speak to your realtor about timings of rent, because I found out that in December that was a landlord's market, and in January, February that was a renter's market.
Yeah.
It depends, like the prices fluctuate depending on how many people are currently looking for houses, or how many houses are available. It depends, like supply and demand.
Yeah,
so you might also want to consider that. That's bonus points, by the way. That's a bonus point. So if you have the opportunity, if you are not in a hurry or anything, try and understand the market a bit and know when you are likely to get a good contract that will be affordable for you.
Yep.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you also enjoyed my guest.
I know you did. You're lying.
So if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on my social if you want to hear from me more regularly. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Wait.
Thank you.